Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports Gematria. I just wanted to have some fun with the UFC pay-per-view event coming up this weekend, and I just found I was putting it together tonight, and I'm gonna do my normal pick preview video on it, so that will be coming next. That'll be the next video I do. But in this one, I just wanted to show you some similarities with the numbers in the event and how it just repeats with the same numbers that I find in the Gabby case. So I'm just going to do some similarities, and you can take it for a grain of salt. You don't have to read too much into it, but I just thought it was interesting as I was putting it together, and I wanted to share it. And here it is. All right, so at nauseum, Gabby's birthday this year is was on the 182nd day of the Hebrew civil year. The 182nd day of the Hebrew religious year, which is also known as the ecclesiastical year, she was officially reported missing, aka 9/11, September 11th. That was the day, 182nd day. We know the words van life girl, sums to 182. Where's Gabby, sums to 182. Missing persons, sums to 182, etc., etc., etc. If you haven't seen my videos on this is video part 6, so definitely go back and see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 if you haven't already. But this is UFC 266, and the number 266 written out sums to 281, which is just an anagram of 182. Gabby and her fiance Brian Laundrie, sums to 128, were pulled over in Moab City, which sums to 128, on August 12th, written 8/12. So you see this 3-digit number comes in many forms. Persons of interest, 218. Gabrielle Gabby Petito equals 193. She was born on the 19th of March, written 193, and this pay-per-view event features 2 title fights in the main and co-main event. 2 title fights written out, 2 title fights, sums to 193. It also features, yeah, see, 2 title fights, 193. It also features another fight. It's their second time fighting, the Diaz fight, which is another 2. But I'll go over that when I get to the poster. But so the first fight that opens up the event for the pay-per-view, the fighter for that opens up, one of the fighters, her name is Cynthia Calvillo, and her birthday is on the 13th of July, written 13/7. If you go back and watch my videos, again, this is part 6. If you go back and watch all the other parts, you'll see body found, sums to 137, and this took place, her body was found on the 13th day of the 7th month for the Hebrew religious side, aka the ecclesiastical side, written 137. And the words Bridger Teton, which is where the location was, where her body was found, equals 137. There's more to decode with Cynthia, but it's all going to depend on whether she wins or loses the fight. But her opponent will be turning 30 years old on the night of this fight. Her name is Jessica Aldridge, which equals 113 and 94. And 113 is the 30th prime number. Gabrielle Gabby Petito sums to 113 and 94. So she also sums to 193 and 113 and 94. Just to add Aldridge, 113, 94. So Jessica Aldridge, 113, 94. It'd be her 30th birthday. Cynthia Calvillo, 13/7. And then there's more stuff here, like, but I don't want to. I'll get into that to the picks preview video. But I will give one thing away. She could become, Jessica Aldridge, she could become 13/7 for a UFC record, or she become 12/8 for a UFC record, depending on if she wins or loses. So if Jessica Aldridge wins, she becomes 13/7. If Jessica Aldridge loses, she becomes 12/8. And both of those numbers are significant. Again, body found, 137. Bridger Teton, 137. her opponent, Cynthia Calvino, born on 13/7. And at the same time, Gabby's birthday, 182, 82, Van Life Girl, 82, Missing Persons, 82, Brian Laundrie, 128, Moab City, 128, on the 12th of August, 12/8. So it doesn't matter whether it's the 13/7 or the 128. Both of those numbers are adamant with the Gabby case. Keeping it moving. Her name, Gabrielle Gabby Petito, sums to 193. 2 title fights, 193. Her birthday, 19th of March, written 19/3, which just so happened to be the 182nd day of the Hebrew civil side of the calendar. And the next fight, the second fight for the pay-per-view event, features Curtis Blades, which sums to 193, his name. And he was born on the 18th day of February, which is 18/2 is how it's written. 182. So you have a 193 and a 182. He's going to be fighting Jarzino Rozenstruik. Man, I'm sorry I butchered that. But his name sums to 119, and Gabby was officially reported missing on the 11th of September, written 11/9, which was the 182nd day of the Hebrew religious year. And this fight takes place on Rozenstruik's 93rd day of his 33rd-year-old age, 137, the 33rd prime number, body found 137 on the 13th day of the 7th month. So, again, it's just the same numbers as the Gabby case. And I'll show you. Curtis Blades, 193. Jazino, 119, 193rd day of his 33-year-old age. What's also interesting is Blades versus Rozenstruik sums to 87. And I believe Gabrielle Petito, yeah, sums to 87. Blades versus Rozenstruik, 193. 119, 193rd day of his 33-year-old age. And some other stuff. So the third fight features a fighter whose birthday is the next day as Gabby's. Gabby's is on the 19th of March, of course. We went over this at nauseum. And Robbie Lawler's is on the 20th of March, so one day after Gabby's. Robbie Lawler equals 122, his name, just like Gabby Petito equals 122. And this fight will be between Diaz versus Lawler, which equals 53. And I know the number 53 sums to 122. From Gabby's birthday to the night of this fight, it would have been her 191st day of her age. And this fight takes place on the 19th day of the first month on the Hebrew Civil, 191. 19th day of the first month on the Hebrew Civil, 191. Robbie Lawler, March 20th. I didn't see anything really for Nick Diaz that stood out. Not one that I can, say without trying to decide a winner or a loser. But I will say it is his 39th fight. He has one no contest in his record, and he also has OT. What does that stand for? I forget what it stands for. It's like a no contest. But with those two added in, this would be his 39th fight for the for his career, excuse me. 39 sums to 128. So he'll be doing his 39th fight, 128. And talked about the 128. Brian Laundrie, 128. Moab City, 128 on the 12th of August, 12/8. And then the co-main and main event, a little more subtle. They don't really have a whole lot of numbers that I found. The main event is Volonsky versus Ortega, which sums to 78. And Gabby was born on the 78th day of the Gregorian year. And if the co-main wins, it would mostly be, the connection for her would be if she wins, I think. 22-3. Because 22-3 is the 48th prime number. She's a huge favorite. 223 is the 48th prime number. 48 sums to 137. But, Volkanovski versus Ortega, 78. And yeah, that's about it. 2 title fights. Diaz versus Lawler. This is their second time head to head. Gabby Petito, she lived to be 22 years old. 2 title fights. Second fight, 2-2. All the twos lived to be 22. Alright, well, just some notes. Hopefully this is interesting. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll be doing a regular picks preview video on all 5 fights. I'll just go through it. I won't even be talking about Gabby or anything. I'll just be a normal, daily numbers and game numbers comparison. But I appreciate you watching. Thank you.